7.2.1 review preview. First ones, basically what we did in class, you have an amount of string, whatever it is, and you're dividing it, seeing how many thirds will go into it. So the first one here, how many thirds are in 3? You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the answer for the first one is 9. Second one, how many fourths are in 5 wholes? You could draw it out again, or the answer is 20. Okay, because if you remember the little cheat from today, we could do 3 times 3, because you're basically figuring out how many thirds are in 3 wholes and how many fourths are in 5 wholes. Number 3 should have had 18, and the last one you should have had was 30. Those are the answers to the first problem. Second one, 45. This one, we've done problems like this before. If you're increasing or decreasing a shape or picture, you have to tell me if it's going to get bigger, smaller, or stay the same. So the first one here, 19/20ths. We know that fraction is less than a whole, so this one will get smaller. Not by a lot, just by a little bit. Second one, very tiny fraction. That one will get really small. Okay? I'm just going to use S for small. Next one, this fraction is equal to 1, so I know that will stay the same. And then the last one here, that fraction is larger than 1, so it will get bigger. Not a huge amount, but it will get a little bit bigger. 7-46. Okay? On grid paper, you're supposed to pick your own shape. So I'm going to be real simple and do a little square. You can do any shape you want. Okay, and then it says draw an enlargement and reduction. So it says in number 1, enlarge it so that the ratio of the sides is 3 to 1. 3 to 1 I know is 3 times larger. So let's see, all my sides are 2, so I'm going to make them 6. 2, 3, 4, 6. 2, 4, 6. There's my new one. That's my larger one. And then it says reduce your design so that the ratio of the lengths are 1 to 2. So 1 to 2, that means I'm going to split her in half. So now all my sides are half as big. So now my sides are all 1. You can have lots of different answers depending on what your shape is. As long as the one shape is 3 times bigger and the second shape is half as big, you're good to go. Next problem, 7-47. Review of area of shapes and perimeter of shapes. Again, remember perimeter is the distance around the shape, all 4 of those sides. When you add those all up, you should have 13, 15, 10, and 26 and 9/10. When you add those all up, you should get 64 and 9/10, and this is meters. Okay? And then the area, remember this is a trapezoid, so remember we used to cut it in half and then take that end and flip it over. So we're left with 15 plus 16, oops, not 16, 26, 26.9. Then we're going to times that by half the height, which in this case is 8. So 15 and 26.9, we're left with 31.9 times 4. And that should get you roughly 167.6 meters squared. And that's for the first one. Second one, triangle, quite a bit easier. Again, perimeter, the 3 sides, 12 and 12 and 7. That should get you a total of 24 and 31 inches. And then the area should be half the base, remember, times the height. So that is half of 12 is 6 times 5 is 30 square inches. Next problem. All right, you got to fill in the generic rectangle. What's the first thing you have to do is fill in the missing parts. Okay, so we get 2 times 3, which is obviously 6. And then we get 3 times 1/3. Remember, we can put a denominator of 1 to make them both fractions. And we get 3 over 3, which is the same as 1. So this generic rectangle equals 7. Second generic rectangle, when we multiply these, we get the decimal 0.7. And this one, I'll just draw an arrow going into there. It's 0.035. When we add those together, plus 0.7, we get 0.735. Obviously, the second one got a lot smaller because you're multiplying by a number quite a bit smaller than one whole. Last problem. Oh, that was the last problem. There's your answers to Reber Pruger 7.0